Alright, so just like with Secret Swim, I just recorded the guide for the Ulysses out of bounds skip, which took a lot longer than I expected it to. Hence why I'm gonna try and make like a simplified version and upload this to the speedrun.com page, probably the same way like I did with Secret Swim. So like I'm gonna talk less about backups and whatnot in this one, and if you want more info then just check out the extended version. So we just start up the level as normal, skip the cutscene with that button. Actually, I've played this game before, I swear. uh, Now you wanna use triangle. So now if you wanna be safe, you can, you can either just jump into the cutscene as you normally would, but that wastes like a second or two because first the cutscene loads and his dialogue loads a bit later. So what you want to do ideally is just walk into it, either like that, or you can go like all the way around the left and just go straight towards there. But if you wanna be safer, you go in here, grab this, you can get the checkpoint, like, because you can die here and still have the skip save time, I'm fairly sure. So yeah, anyway, you grab that book because it's gonna be in the way, so like you grab it anyway, so might as well just do it right away. Then you wanna grab this barrel. Now you wanna be really careful because while you can push it forward, you can't pull it backwards. So once you pull it too much forward, it's basically a reset. Like there's nothing you can do. Even if you def abuse, it's gonna stay the same. Alright, so now you wanna push your right analog stick all the way forward, so the camera like kind of zooms in, and now you can see these little dots on the right of the barrel. Like there's 4 in each of the squares, and what I like to do is just tap the D-pad until I get the, like, there's 2 corners on the right side of the barrel right now, and like the one all the way right, like the rightmost corner of the barrel right now, on the bottom side of it, you want to align it with the second dot of the square right next to that pipe. And like once it's aligned, you just wanna very, like, as lightly as possible tap D-pad up one more time, like that. That should be pretty much perfect. Now you kind of just wanna run into that gap, pointing, that can happen, pointing yourself towards the barrel, because you're basically, what you're trying to do is like force yourself into the barrel and uh, get lucky enough that it launches you out of bounds through the wall to the right. So give me a second because this may take a while, and yeah, you get 2 HP damage on each hit. That's why I recommend getting the first aid kit from that room, because it gives you more attempts pretty much before dying and having to get back here. Okay, that was a pretty fast clip actually. So once you're here, you wanna be careful. Hopefully you're gonna be lucky enough to stay standing, because you can like get launched far out and immediately start falling, which doesn't really happen to me, luckily. But in that case, you probably just wanna do what I'm gonna do right away. Basically, you wanna stand in front of this wall. So like the background turns blue and the left side here deloads. Speaking of which, don't go towards that corner when it's deloaded, because it will push you through the wall back in bounds. Anyway, once you're standing here, equip the compass and just go like slight to the right of the N, and just once the arrow is in position, just keep tapping the pad up. Yeah, okay, and once the ground below you flashes, I think I'm actually way too much forward. Okay, so it's fine. I'm gonna wrap around again. So that's like a good thing about this, is that you don't necessarily have to hit it first try, because you just keep wrapping around the map. So yeah, you wanna ideally you wanna land on top of here, or like not this one specifically, but like the ceiling above one of those, like what's it called, those spaces on the wall with like coal in them. There's 3 of them, the one I'm standing on and 2 over to that side, because the ceiling is a bit higher. If you land on like in the between them, I think like in the space to the left of me right now, you only have that small line there to move. When you're up here, you have a bit more space. Just wanna be careful, because you'll be kind of sliding around as opposed to moving. Like you can't jump or anything. You're probably familiar with this, unless it's the first out of bounds you're learning for some reason. Anyway, what you wanna do now is basically land on one of the furnaces on that side of the wall, like the ones with the small black doors on them, the ones that when you trigger the cutscene over there, they like explode. Basically, let me try and just move a bit more towards, because they kind of just stick out on this side of the wall, and you wanna like land on one of them and force yourself through the wall. I've tried it on this side, because you can land on those coal patches as well, but it doesn't seem to work on that side. So basically, yeah, that's like ideal, because sometimes you can just slide off and fall through the map again. But yeah, don't go too much towards that door, because there's a cutscene trigger, which will trigger the explosion of these furnaces, and if you are standing too close to the first one, you can immediately take damage. That's why I also recommend the first aid kit. But if you happen to clip through with less than 10 HP, then you just have to be really careful, because the fire gives you 10 HP of damage. So like if you manage to clip right into the cutscene and you're standing at the wrong spot, you die. Anyway, now you can just finish up the level casually. Can log into these, by the way, but there's nothing really to see there. So we just walk up here, pull the lever, and just end the level as you normally would. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. I've been doing this one on emulator, by the way, as you can see by the input displays down in the corner, but it works the exact same on console. Even on the PAL version, fun fact, I tested it on a PS TV, which has the PAL version, and it worked the same. despite that version being a lot slower than this one is. So yeah, well, uh, now that I'm thinking about it, I might actually just upload this version and not the other one, because I'm only recording for 10 minutes and I think I've like included pretty much everything I've included in the one I recorded before, except I just talked less while doing the actual trick. So yeah, I think this version is gonna be a bit more comprehensible. Uh, I hope that's the word I'm looking for. You know what I mean. Anyway, I definitely wouldn't recommend this to be one of the first tricks you learn, despite the fact that this is the second level of the game, because trust me, it gets really annoying to have to reset to it all the time and just keep redoing Whitmore's mansion. So uh, I'd probably recommend learning like Cove and Inner Atlantis and all the other tricks. And once you think you're at a point that you can't like really improve just doing that, then I'd probably go with Ulysses. Like you can get a sub 45 perfectly fine without Ulysses. Like I had a 42 10 or something like that without this skip. Finding out about this skip is basically what pushed me to go for sub 40, because I think it might actually be necessary for a sub 40. Like maybe if you got all the other tricks like absolutely perfectly, you could get a sub 40 without this one, but I haven't done like exact calculations on that. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.